evening, Rush Nation. Welcome to the 5 Yard Rush NFL podcast. I'm your host, the hero of time, the Joel Hewitt. And as always, I'm with the off-season champion, Beat the Pete Millier, and the other one, Alex. Can't see the woods for the trees. Woods. How the devil are we doing, boys?
Rocking and rolling.
Excellent. Rocking in the Free World, which is one of Pete's other karaoke songs. We were just having a chat about that.
I have not got the range for that.
No, and nobody should, to be fair. It's not, you're not getting any favors unless you want to get like someone's dad's like giving you a nod and maybe buy you half a carling like when you get back off stage.
Yeah, and I imagine I was just singing like sounded like Herbert from Family Guy trying to get there.
I failed the intro. I was going to try and intro everybody as a different thing from The Legend of Zelda and then completely blanked after I set my own. So, there you go. I had to go with the classics. Sometimes you just got to play the hits.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
I'm glad we so you know I've been badgering Joel to complete, to be fair, because he's played it enough times, the greatest game of all time, Ocarina of Time. And you finally completed it this week, didn't you?
I did, yeah. So, Alex, back in 1998, there was this thing called the Nintendo 64. Okay, you were minus something, and the Ocarina of Time came out, and good lord, and I had numerous sick days from school. Wasn't sick, and I rented it and racked up a bunch of like late fees. Only got so far before I just couldn't financially afford to keep hold of that thing any longer. It went back, and then over the past 28 years, I have picked up and put down the Ocarina of Time, much to the disgust of Pete. And I got the Legend of Zelda like Final Battle Lego thing, and I felt like a fraud having that and having not actually done the Final Battle. And Pete was like, "You really should finish some things I tell you to finish." So that was it. I spent 26 and a half hours doing the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. The 3DS version, because it's slightly better looking.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Oh, excellent. I probably completed it for about the 7th time last year. So I'm a little bit too obsessed with that game.
I just don't have the time. I don't think I could ever go back to something like that. I think that is the definitive experience for me, and I'm quite happy. But that aside, we're back with the NFL, and this week is the final of our stages of off-season grief. We have finally made it all the way through to acceptance. So we'll go a little bit on that a little bit later after a little bit of news.
Zazu.
Yes.
Sir, news from the underground.
Zazu, sir, news from the underground. Boys, are we in light news territory? If I have to sit, like, I don't even click on the headlines that are like, "Oh, a rumored person is going to sign something with such and such," and it's like, no, it's just somebody's opinion that Green Bay were really good about picking up Jadeveon Clowney. Like, don't, just stop. And it's just rumors, and it is. I think we said last week, but I don't know how the NFL Network survives on this. We barely survive. We're only just keeping the lights on. It's speaking, I'm going to turn me fire off. Can't afford that on this podcast salary. But we do have some news. I don't know which one of you two put this together. I haven't read it, but I'm just going to go off the top now. Let somebody else do some other stuff. Travis Kelce, not Kelce, signs a new deal, 3 years, $54.75 million. Yeah, pretty decent. I kind of hoped that he was going to go somewhere else, but unlikely. And he's one of these. Let's run it back. You don't go out on a loss. If anyone's played Destiny 2 with me online at like 1 a.m., it's like you don't go out on a loss. You run it back, and if you lose again, then all right, you got to call it because you got to get some sleep. I did see an interesting thing where somebody said they did this to not reset the tight end market. So he's got like a weird contract where it's $12 million for year one, 40 million in is it a poison pen clause or something that kicks in year 3. I don't know what any of that means, but I appreciated that they weren't going to force everybody to have to pay everyone Travis Kelce money. Alex, what do you think?
Yeah, so the really cool thing is that after year 1, this, as you said, the poison pen thing kicks in. So it is essentially a 1-year deal, and then the Chiefs can just eat a load of dead cap money over the rest of the time if he decides to retire, or when he decides to retire at the end of this year. But it's it's 12 million plus. It's 12 million guaranteed and 3 million in incentives. So it's basically a 15 million contract, and the rest of it's going to be dead by the end of the year.
And it's bizarre, isn't it? You think about it from like they were down. He had a down year last year. It felt like he wasn't. It was really disappointing. He was still the Titan 3. Like, from a fantasy point of view, he was a Titan 3 last year,
Was he really?
and it did not feel like that at all.
No, he did not.
It was very, very bizarre. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense, and there's no point in getting rid of him because he can still produce. And it's not like they have an abundance of other weapons in that passing game.
No.
Delivering.
Especially red zone threats as well.
Yeah. It's that safety blanket for Mahomes, isn't it? If he's still there. And from a really cynical point of view, because how much has he done for Chiefs merch sales? How much has he done? How much has his wife done for Chiefs merch sales? So it's good for business to keep him around until he retires and not have him selling other companies' jumpers in Primark.
Last year, he was the 3rd highest shirt seller.
That's crazy because the Chiefs were not doing very well last year. So
yeah, and most Chiefs fans will probably have a Kelce jersey by now. After 14 years, however long it's been around.
Yeah, and you joke about Primark, but they have a lot of Kansas City Chiefs merch.
They really, really do.
It's Chiefs, Raiders, Patriots, and Packers. The Packers is the rogue one, isn't it?
I've found that they often have a lot of Baltimore Ravens, and I think that's because they won that one Super Bowl that one time not long ago. So they kind of gained some popularity over here. A lot of bandwagon people thought, "Oh, this is going to pan out forever." Where are they now? Seahawks fans probably. But yeah, you're right with all the other ones. Yeah. In other people got paid a lot of money news. Jackson Smith-Njigba becomes the highest paid wide receiver, 168.8 million with a 4-year extension, 120 million guaranteed. I don't know when it was that Larry Fitzgerald signed his first big contract, but he was the highest paid wide receiver then. And I'm going to say it was like 80, maybe a lot less. It's insane how much this is shot up. JSN's great, right? Nobody doubts that. I don't know if this is like a lot of too much. Feels too much. Feels a bit much.
It's really tricky, isn't it? Because after he's just won Offensive Player of the Year, so at that point the market always resets for the next big contract. I think he's fantastic. I don't think he's better than Jamar Chase, but he signed a contract a year later. Well, perhaps a year or 2 years later. So I get why it's more than somebody else was going to pay him. It does feel crazy money. It is crazy money, but generally over the last few years, if you look at the elite wide receivers who've got paid, they've continued to produce. Chase continued to produce. Jefferson continued to produce. OBJ, maybe not so much, but I don't think that was like him down in tools. Like some have. Tyreek was really producing even when he went to Miami. So I think whereas some of these some positions you worry that they'll fall off a cliff, elite wide receivers generally don't. So it's normally quite a safe investment to put your money in.
I suppose. Yeah, you're more likely to get a decline of a QB in the case of like Justin Jefferson, where he could be like, well, I'm still me. You cannot blame me for any of the people that you're putting back there. When in reality, maybe they could do, but he's just not getting the balls that he should do. Like, I don't care. It's all made up numbers at the end of the day, and I'll get shuffled around, and somebody will go in next season, and whoever is the number one receiver will end up getting a 200 million 5-year extension or some crazy thing like that. So it doesn't really matter. I think I saw Rich Eisen on his reaction Monday, him and whichever Chris is Brotman, talking about it on like the Overreaction Monday, and he's saying it's a bit wild that you're paying your wide receiver one more than your QB.
Yeah.
Which is quite the tilt.
What is Dan's
by a lot.
contract?
Well,
long was
Donald.
his contract? Yeah, was it 2 or 3 years?
I think it was 3.
I was just
3,
going to
yeah.
guess and say 2, but
300.5 million. Only
Yeah.
cost them 13 million last year. Wow.
But like, here's the thing, and I'm not being mean to Sam Darnold because he just won a Super Bowl. JSN's kind of been a top 5 wide receiver since he came in the league.
yeah,
Sam Darnold has not.
Maybe not his rookie season. Certainly his rookie season, he took a while to get going. He wasn't, because he was a first round pick, wasn't he? The expectation was he was going to be absolutely amazing, and it was a bit of a damp squib. But he's continued to grow and grow and grow as they've fed him more. He's gone, well, I can deal with this. I can live up to this billing.
The first year, to be fair, weren't they? They were seasoning out DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and also had Geno Smith.
yeah, and obviously
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith.
Was that second year? Was it second year or was it his first year?
Second year was Geno Smith, but that was the year that Geno Smith broke the franchise record for passing yards.
Yeah,
which is still wild to me. But yeah, it's the weapons around him, and he's growing, and he's developing as a wide receiver. But you seem to be getting more and more, with a possible exception of last year, of elite wide receivers every single year. I think Titans have probably done the league a disservice because when they went, right, we'll get rid of AJ Brown because we're getting Treylon Burks, thinking, don't pay wide receivers, there's loads coming through because a lot of people see it as a way to good money. We'll do that, and then they picked the wrong wide receiver. Now they're a little bit more nervous, but I'm like, do you want to pay him, or could you have paid 3 or 4 of your Super Bowl winning players with that money and then drafted a wide receiver in the first? Because this is a wide receiver heavy class as well. But yeah, he deserves it, and he'll continue to be amazing, I'm sure.
Where does he get drafted this year? We had the discussion because we had the discussion about JJ last week, Justin Jefferson, but we did in all of them we mentioned about 5 or 6 guys. We didn't mention JSN once. So where does he end up going this year?
What
he'll go first round. I'm sure the fantasy footballers right now are going, well, it's between Chase and JSN for the number 1 pick, but they're lying to you. Like, fair enough. That whatever gets you clicks, fellas, but you're wrong. JSN is gonna be good, but I wouldn't even take him in the first round going that bold. Yeah,
wow.
It's just something that I don't trust. When a receiver gets paid that much, I don't know about. I would rather have Darnold in like the 9th as my QB. And then get the JSN points as they come in, then having to rely on JSN getting them points.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
Jeffs.
I imagine he's probably going to go about 6th, 7th, something like that.
I didn't even do it. That wasn't me. That had nothing to do with me. Absolutely nothing to do with me.
This is terrible. This is because your son can hear you, isn't it, Peter?
No, he's gone to bed now. It's way past his bedtime by about 16.
You're playing this clip back. You'll be like, Daddy made a 6-7 joke. Right? Yeah, he did.
You're so cool, Dad.
Yeah. Thanks, son. Bless. Who wrote this about the Dolphins at number 4?
Oh, I did.
Go on, talk to me, Gus.
I've just got to find my image for it. And to be fair I started off Tyler Sports on TikTok, who, if you don't follow him, he's amazing. He makes me giggle every time. The Dolphins' dead money for this season is now $175 million. It's more than their cap. It's more than they're spending on players. So Tua's is 50, Tyreek's is 28.2, Jalen Waddles is 26, Jalen Ramsey's is 20, Minka Fitzpatrick's is 13. Bradley Chubb's is 10. Torin Armstead's is 10. James Daniels is 4.8. Zach Wilson, who we'll get onto maybe a little bit later. Zach Wilson's is 3.8. Alec Ingold, who is a fullback, I believe. His is 2 million. Jono Smith's is 1.5. Nick Westbrook in China is also 1.5. Matthew Judon's is 1.4. Jason Sanders, Cam Smith, and Mohamed Kamara round out the list of the Dolphins' dead cap money. So they are spending more on those guys than they are their entire roster.
What? They traded Jalen Waddle. How on earth do you then take a bath on like money owed? Like
guarantees. So they've done guaranteed money.
The other people pay. Like, hey, by the way, we guaranteed Jalen Waddle was going to get this money. You want him, you pay him.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? It's absolutely.
I can understand, like, if you cut Tua, fine, you've got to pay him. Put that down as your fancy names, people. By the way, cut Tua. You can have that one for free. And yeah, so he's going to cost you money, but like, don't lose money in a trade. Like, what are you doing here, Miami? Yeah, it's all made up numbers. That is pretty mad, though. Even down to having like a random fullback. Stop guaranteeing money. I think that's the when. I mean, Pete's dressed like Roger Goodell, so let's put it this way: when you become the in charge of the NFL, Pete, can you just be like, no more guarantees? And that's it. You get what you get.
No more void years, definitely. No more fudging and void years.
Yeah,
Mickey Loomis, all of those fudging it. But I guess if they didn't eat a lot of that dead cap as well, they tried to pass some of that across on Waddle, they probably wouldn't have got first. It'd have been too expensive to get the first. So you just go, we'll suck the money for now. Suck the money up for now. That sounds a bit better. But we'll get the first for it. Makes more sense, I guess.
I suppose. I mean, it's a 29th pick is the first round.
Yeah,
it's not great.
No.
Yeah, just pump it down to a second. Make them pay $20 million. This is the stupidest story of maybe all time. Cam Scatterbo, and it just says here a dum-dum, which we kind of knew and we kind of love him for. But why is Cam Scatterbo a dum-dum, Pete?
There's a long list of reasons. One of the main reasons is because he constantly runs into things. But he said on a podcast, I mean, this was, I think, a couple of weeks ago. He said on a podcast that CT isn't real and asthma also isn't real. People should just breathe.
Just breathe.
I mean,
I get asthma just thinking about it.
Yeah, in a room full of people getting concussions and a guy that's had so many like head injuries himself to be like CTE isn't real. It's like that bit in the Louis Theroux Manosphere thing where he's saying, where the guy's like, oh, I don't believe in depression. Not since my brother died. Oh, how did he die? Oh, killed himself. I mean, which was just elite lack of self-awareness. And CT Scatterbo, and then he apologizes like, oh, I said it.
He did not apologize. I saw his apology. He was told I think Alex, you said somebody took his phone off him and was like, "Give it right. This is what we are now saying. You can have it back at the end of class."
Yeah. His statement is, I recently did an interview and had a lapse in judgment. First of all, Cam Scatterbo doesn't know the word lapse. So doesn't know what that word means.
Circles. Yeah.
Does not know what that word means, which resulted in me making a tasteless. Again, he has no idea what that means. Joke about CTE and asthma. It was never my intention to downplay the seriousness. Seriousness, he doesn't know how to spell, let alone even type, of head injuries or asthma. I sincerely apologize to anyone that was offended by my remarks, and assure you that I will be more mindful and respectful going forward. By the way, that thing features multiple commas.
No.
No way. No way did he write that. Not a chance.
Yeah,
Not a
Yeah.
chance.
that's a. I can't remember who said it, but that's a direct phone call from Roger Goodell. That's
Yeah.
like, hi Cam, it's your boss's boss's boss, Rog, the goods. Get a pen. Yes, a crayon will do.
Yes,
The
you can write it
fantastic
on your
crayons.
wall.
You know
write it
what?
on your
Put your mum. Is your mum home? Can I speak to her? Mrs. Scadaboo, I'm ever so sorry. This is Cam's boss. Yeah. Oh dear. What a dumbass.
Dingus.
That's gonna follow him all season. The second he gets knocked the hell out,
100%.
that
Yeah.
clip's gonna get played so many times.
I wonder if he's going to lean into it himself because he's that type of idiot. Like he'll score a touchdown and start going as his celebration.
Yeah.
Or he'll just like go to the pole and just like headbutt it multiple times, and then like scream and be like, just so that he doesn't like. He shows that one's not. I don't have a clue. I really don't. Yeah, it's a dumb.
I think we're incredibly unfortunate. I guess he's credibly fortunate that this didn't happen in season. Like it's just, in the darkest week of the NFL off season where no one cares about anything, and he happens to be on a podcast and says something stupid. Any other time, this would be it. It'd be like absolute riots and all sorts going on. He'd get a fine or something daft. Anyway, in other, New York Giants news, Abdul Carter is the Giants' new number 3. I saw the Photoshop of it. Didn't like it.
Yeah, no,
It
it's
doesn't
gross.
look
But I put it here because if it went unnoticed, Joel would be about 3-4 beers in and be like, "Why is Russell Wilson starting on defense for the Giants?"
Yeah, to be fair, that's absolutely where I'd be at. Like, he's back. He can play any position. It's a quadruple threat.
He's unlimited.
Excuse me.
He's Mr. Unlimited. Yeah, so like all you people that bought Abdul Carter jerseys, well done. You now have to replace them all. And he'd have had to like buy out any stock as well. And that's the crazy thing with a number change like that. They have
Is that
to. Yeah. So if you change your number, you've got to. In this case, I guess it'll be call up Fanatics and be like, "How many Abdul Carter jerseys have you had printed already in stock?"
Yeah.
He has to like sort them out. It'd probably be like at cost or something like that, or just cut my check or
He'll
sign
buy
some
them.
stuff for
He'll-
free.
Yeah, he'll donate them to charity and then be like, right, it's a tax write-off. It's
Yeah.
fine.
There
Yeah,
you
there'll be ways.
go.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's the stuff.
it's like the
Yeah, I love
McDonald's Foundation all over again.
Yes.
Woo. I feel we're getting to just like I'm not sure where we're at. Let me just throw a little allegedly on there.
No, that's 100% true. That's 100% true. They put
Well-
they put that there so that you round it up and donate it, and then it counts as a charitable contribution as a tax write-off. So if 1 million people donate that 4p, it's what, £400,000? They can write that as a tax write-off immediately.
Your maths is way off, but yes, they can write it off as as tax. I mean, we're gonna get you checked out for like a head injury next. And speaking of buying out jerseys, run don't walk to fanatics.com, the US one, because they do, unlike here, actually print out the jerseys. And I picked up a Miami Dolphins Tua Tunga Vailoa, should be $175. Got it for $49.
Nice.
Pretty boss. They've got some
And if
down
it's
at like 30. It's the
And
fused
it's
one, with all the
like-
stitching and stuff.
The old days when you used to have to pay per letter when you were getting it printed on your football shirt as well. You're really getting your money's worth of that, aren't you?
Oh yeah, definitely with Tunga Vailoa on the back there. Yeah.
Yeah. There's nobody ever buying a Pierre Van Hooydonk t-shirt because they didn't have the money.
You got like mates that have got like easy names like Smith, or like Melia. That's not many. And like Hewitt. Like, it's got a couple more in there. Like just working away at Woods. This guy.
There's loads of NFL players with Hewitt as a surname as well, isn't there? Do you not just go looking around for that on Vinted, just like NFL?
They're not like big enough to have them already like printed, or for people to actually go, they're my favorite player, I'll get one of those. There was I want to say there was tight end Ryan Hewitt for the Bengals. He may have ended. There was definitely one a Hewitt at the Jets as well. There's been a couple. The best thing about it is like when you make a custom player on Madden, it can choose from its bank of pre-announced names. So when you put in Hewitt, it knows that Hewitt has the ball regardless of positions.
Nice.
That's the benefit of having people in there. I'm sure Alex gets it plenty of time. Not many millions out there, I'm afraid.
No, I always have to get for a Mella.
Oh,
There was a football called Meia, which is Mejia, and I just go for that and then just Meia.
Announcers not being able to pronounce the player's name. I love that. Oh no, Josh Dobbs has been released. I'm just going to start with by who?
the New England Patriots.
Wow. Sorry, Super Bowl finalist Josh Dobbs has been released. That showed in the headline. Like,
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
All right. It was that slow that I was like, is there anyone that there is a news segment that is not an opinion piece? Because if I brought up an opinion piece, Joel would immediately just delete it off the sheet.
I'd just lie down. I'd be like, yeah, it's fine. We'll give you the one. We'll just sit and listen to you talk about somebody else's opinion on this opinion-based podcast. Poor Josh Dobbs, bless him. Genuinely had no idea that he was on a team.
Yeah, they released him because they couldn't find a trade partner.
Shocked.
I'm shocked. I mean, they were at the CFL and everything.
He could have played in the flag football team. Moving on. This just says news, flag football, maybe. Alex, you put this, so it's on you.
The main reason I put it was just in case you wanted to mention anything that was there from the flag football, whether it's OBJ still has got it, or Tom Brady was actually legit. Tom Brady was actually really cool. Like Logan Paul bum rushed him, and then Tom Brady absolutely just juked him, and then threw a touchdown. It was great. It was absolutely great. Or if you want to put even more doubt on the fact that Jalen Hurts actually is a good quarterback, he sacked. Or that Joe Burrow doesn't have any knee cartilage and cannot run because he also is really bad. Or you want to just put more thread into AJ Brown still actually has it, and he absolutely juked out iShow Speed, who legitimately could run for the Olympics in the USA.
He's very fast, the YouTuber, isn't he? The one of the opinion pieces that I definitely didn't click on, but the headline was free agency rumors around OBJ after flag football, and he did that one catch. If anybody can do anything off the back of one catch, it's Odell Beckham Jr. So God bless him. If he went out there, he's like, if I can get one highlight, I'm set. I'm getting picked up. And I saw you know what? I was like, yeah. Still, yeah. Looks like he's still got some moves. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd take vet minimum as well. And he probably was doing the back end for the last few years, hasn't he? Just going right. I'll just go and they look good. I'll just go and sit on the back end of their roster and see if I can collect the ring with a decent team.
Yeah, it really depends on what he would like out of the season now. It's, do you want to break records? Do you want a Super Bowl? Do you want to get paid? Do you want to leave a legacy behind that's a little bit better than the one that you currently have, which was, he was all right for a bit. Oh, yeah, he did win that Super Bowl. Oh, he did do that one touchdown in the Super Bowl and helped him win it and stuff like that. So, yeah, maybe I'd love to see it, just drag him out and stick him on, I don't know, the Titans, or send him over to the Raiders and go hang out with TB12 and Mendoza and all that stuff. Just something fun. I think because he's already won a Super Bowl and scored a touchdown in a Super Bowl, he could not be sat there going, "Well, I only want to like play for a contender." Hey, when they talk nonsense like that.
Didn't he also release that article last year that said it was skin?
Well, stands to reason.
So just
like,
go
Doesn't strike me as fiscally responsible.
Yeah, all of his like guaranteed is gone. That's what he was like saying. It was like, oh, I had a 11 million guaranteed contract, and it just went.
He'd get game time for the Raiders as they currently stand, wouldn't he? With their receiving core, he'd get game time.
Yeah,
easily.
He would for the Bills.
You're a DJ now. Did you?
Yeah,
It gives him for half the teams in the league.
Yeah, to be fair, as I was thinking about it, yeah, just check him out.
You could give him time like the Patriots, for God's sake.
He would, yeah. And they've just freed up some money by releasing Josh Dobbs. Watch this space.
Maybe that's the move.
Brian Robinson signs with Atlanta. Quote, be careful on draft day.
Yes. The Falcons hate you because on draft day, they're going to have two running backs called B. Robinson on your draft board. Got Bijan and Brian Robinson.
Be careful on your fantasy draft day.
Fantasy draft day, yes.
Sorry, yep.
There's going to be plenty of people who will make that mistake on that day because they're rushing and completely cut that up. And also, it's not, I mean, Bijan's elite, so it's not the biggest issue, but he's like potentially 101. So could you imagine taking the wrong one with the 101?
It's definitely going to happen at one of these where they have, all the stickers laid out. You've had a few beers and there's barbecue, and it's like, with the third bit, and that's stuck on, and then you're done. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's a decent PSA. I was thinking, oh, well, that's weird. What's going to happen on draft day, as in the draft that's coming up? Like, they've signed him. Does that mean, do they sign people and then trade them away at the draft? Like, what's happening here?
No, Kevin Costner's going to sign for him. He's going to trade for him. That's what's going to happen.
He sure is, and then he's going to get all of his picks back. Sick reference.
And yeah, that's all. I guess that's the main thing with Brian. He was useful last year in spots for the 49ers. It was Niners, wasn't it? Filling in when CMC was off.
Yeah.
And he played well last year. He's not a number one, but he's a really capable handcuff as well. So it's always risky from a fantasy point of view for top producers if they do crazy numbers, taking them really high because there's the risk of A, falling off a cliff, not literally, or B, just getting injured through workload. So he's a really good handcuff for a late round dart throw on your fantasy teams come summer.
Yeah, I did it first on the 5-yard rush flagship fantasy show. Where you at? Thursday night bossing? Murph? Nowhere to be seen. And then we've had somebody else retire. Pete, this screams you adding this story. Go for it.
Yeah. I mean, Lavonte David it's wild. Like, the Bucs have lost the heart of their offense and defense in one off season with Evans going and Lavonte David retiring 14 years. He's probably almost certainly a Hall of Famer. The fact that he's at 3 All Pros and 1 Pro Bowl is probably light for what he's done. He was crucial to them winning the Super Bowl. He's fantastic, one of the best linebackers of the last kind of 20 years. And he'll be a big miss for them. The time's going to be to play at the level he has for as long as he has is incredible. And I think if I'm a young player, you see what he's done, you see what Evans did, and you think there must be something in that. There must be something in the facilities at Tampa that they can keep these players fit and healthy for such a long time at quite tough positions as well. So there'll be a lot of chat of, is he a Hall of Famer, is he not? I think if Kuechly gets in, Lavonte David definitely should.
Yeah, fair enough. It's difficult position sometimes to make the Hall of Fame. It's not as flashy as catching a bunch of touchdowns or a whole lot of yards and all that kind of stuff. It's especially with the game being what it is now. It's not even massive hits and playing with like 8 broken ribs and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I suppose if anybody's likely to make a Hall of Fame in 5 years, probably not first ballot, but like when it comes around and they say, we need, what was he, linebacker?
Linebacker, yeah.
When we need one name we haven't put in a Hall of Fame in a while, but yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
One bit of news that I kind of missed and I've just put on ESPN. 5 Yard Rush NFL podcast Hall of Famer Jake Bobo may end up leaving the Seahawks for the Jags. He's a restricted free agent, so the Seahawks have a few days to be able to match the offer. But you'd think that the Seahawks would want to keep him around. You don't make him a restricted free agent and go, you know what? No.
Yeah.
You go, I don't know what you're worth. Let's see what somebody else will give you. That seems fair. Yeah, we'll pay you that.
Yeah. Let somebody else do the negotiating for you when you're busy trying to sort out your star wide receiver.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fun fact, that's the only reason Joel's wearing a Jags hoodie today.
I've swapped sides. I have also been picked up by the Jags. I'm just waiting for the Seahawks to reach out and see whether or not I should match the offer of a 7 or 8 year old hooded t-shirt.
You and Bobo come as a joint package.
Yeah, where Bobo goes, so do I. I go the Bobo. That's what they say.
Call you Bobo and Jojo.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, well. I very much enjoy that. Oh, dear. Right, on to topic. I just needed to get that out so I could quickly cough and laugh at the same time. Topic of the show: the final stage of off-season grieving. We are finally on acceptance. We've made it. There've been some highs and lows. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I think we're at the point now where we've healed enough, and we're willing to accept a few things about the National Football League. I'll just start. I'll get the ball rolling. I have to accept that maybe football is never coming back. At this point, it's been so long since it happened. I've made my peace, and wars may or may not break out. So there's a chance. And you know what? We had a pretty good time, didn't we? What a 102 seasons of football. I wasn't there for all of them, but yeah, I've made my peace because it's been so long. It just feels like this is the longest I've had to wait between a Super Bowl and a draft. I haven't crunched the numbers, but it feels quite the distance now because it's still a month from now. We still have 3 more shows before the actual draft happens.
Yeah.
And then, actually, I think we've got 3 more shows and then it's draft week, so we've got 4 shows.
Yeah.
Draft happens.
If it makes you feel any better, Mike. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. Mike Florio pointed out this week that it's a bit unusual that we don't actually have confirmation of when the 2028 Super Bowl is. There's no date set. And
right,
there is speculation from that's when they'll look to get the 18-game season. When it went to 17, it was always it'll go to 17, then it'll go to 18. So there is speculation that are they taking that long because they're considering from end of 2027. So yeah, the season after this going to 18-game season, so you'll have a longer season and less time to wait. You'll just be rough this year and next.
Fair enough. No, that's not so bad. That does actually help.
Could be absolutely worse. Could be worse. The official start of the Premier League and English football next year has been kicked out of the stadium it's meant to be held in for a weekend concert.
What, the weekend or a concert at the weekend?
No, for the weekend. So the Community Shield in English football is the commemorative start of English football in the season. That normally always happens at Wembley because it's the home of football, it's the home of English football, it's the start. That has had to be moved to the Cardiff City Stadium, which is over in Cardiff, Wales.
Not even in this country.
Because the weekend is playing at Wembley. There you go. That's could be a lot worse. Can you imagine an NFL home opener having to be moved because Beyonce is playing?
To a different country.
To a different country.
We have to do the opener in Mexico.
Well, just on that, the opening game of this NFL season has moved days because of the Aussie game on the Thursday. The opening game of the season is on Wednesday because the Australia game is on Thursday. So that first week, we're going to get Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, Monday.
Wow.
Yes, because they haven't been given permission for a Friday game, have they? No. They're not allowed to do a Friday game because Friday is NBA
High
day.
School.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. NBA
Friday's
day.
NBA day. And then they can't obviously do a Saturday night game because that's college day.
Yeah.
So they have to stick with a Sunday, Monday. So, yeah, it's for the Seahawks that start on that Wednesday because it is going to be the Seahawks that start on the Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's always the Super Bowl champion.
Always the champ. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're pretty much probably going to have a 2-week break.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Unless they're on the Thursday Night Football the next week.
And then just drip it through that way.
Might
have the bye week a week too.
Or if they're on Thursday Night Football week 2, and then their bye week is week 3.
Yeah. Just slowly ease it through.
Yeah, eventually they'll be in mid-season form by the time it rolls around week 4. Pete, what have you come to accept in this acceptance?
I've got to accept that in a world where you want to have opinions really, really quickly, want to make snap judgments, that we really, really shouldn't. I think we learned that a lot this year. There was a lot of firm opinions on certain players that were established quite quickly, that were proved to either be false or potentially false or not 100% sure.
I know exactly what we're talking about. You talk about the Colts being a Super Bowl contender, aren't you? But I never wavered.
Well, here's a question for you. It's not just this season. Like this season is an obvious example. Like Ibuka looked like the best wide receiver in the class straight away. Then actually it was Ted. Got Rookie of the Year, Ted McMillan. Warren was the best tight end in the league, and then actually it's Loveland because originally it was Loveland's the bust, and then it might be both. It might just be that Warren dipped because Daniel Jones got injured. So we still don't know, and it's hard to gauge. After 2024, the best quarterback in the class was easily Jaden Daniels. He cleared everybody by quite a distance that first year, and everybody knew it, and he was elite. Now, Drake May was one vote off the MVP, but it could easily be Caleb. It could easily be Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix probably has a better final if he doesn't get injured. They beat the Patriots, and he gets to the final. Yeah. So it's looking at going, let's try not to judge these players too soon because there are so many variables going around. And the reason that got me thinking about this was I was thinking about Bryce Young. If you're redrafting that 2023 draft class, are you taking, if you got a redo as the Panthers, do you take Bryce Young, who was better this year than CJ Stroud, but got benched in year 2, or CJ Stroud, who looked like a top 5 quarterback in the league in his rookie year and has never really lived up to that since, but has probably hit higher highs?
I think CJ Stroud in year 1 for the Panthers would look a lot like CJ Stroud in year 2 for the Texans. I don't think that the Panthers set QBs up very well to succeed. And Stroud clearly has his own issues in that, and I think they would have come forward very quickly in year 1. I don't think they'd have got away with it.
Yeah, Stroud's one of them QBs that requires help. He needs good weapons around him. And there's nothing wrong with being a QB like that. There is really nothing wrong. Aaron Rodgers is one. And Aaron Rodgers is one of the craziest but greatest quarterbacks to ever play this game. Aaron Rodgers needs help around him. Otherwise, he's going to suck. Look at his Jets. Anyway, but and there's nothing wrong with that from CJ Stroud. But the Panthers wouldn't have given him it. The Titans didn't give him it in year 2 because Dell got injured. All the rest of his wide receivers and tight end got injured that were starters, which is why he slumped. And last year, they didn't get injured, which is why he peaked again. So, he would have absolutely sucked. But for pure talent, CJ Stroud. I'm really sorry. It's outed that CJ Stroud is there, but that's me because I don't like small quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And I do.
And I think I'm somewhere between the two. I think baseline play going forward, you can expect better level from Bryce Young. But I think the higher highs are there with CJ Stroud. But it's a close conversation. It's not a foregone conclusion. But after season 1, it really, really was.
Yeah.
In Superflex League, CJ Stroud was a top 3 startup pick. And Bryce Young was persona non grata. It's all over. And I think it's if you think your team drafts poorly this year after the first month, wait. Just give it a minute. Because it can be very easy to get really stressed and worked up about the amount of people you see those clips of the guy losing his mind because the Chiefs took Patrick Mahomes. This is the worst decision ever. We've ruined this. What we're doing. So
there's one with Josh Allen to the Bills as well.
Yeah,
I remember seeing that one as well, and I thought the same. I think at the time because I hadn't really heard of Josh Allen, so I was like, "Wow, that is a bold choice." And he looks just like a gangly young QB. Beard hadn't come in or anything yet, so there was no help. Anyway, persona non grata. Pete's clearly the one that's been writing Cam Scatterbu's tweets from now on. Alex, what are you finally willing to accept?
This kind of builds off what Pete said, and that is that this offseason there'll be guys that will say they know things and will clearly be shown as mugs. The case in point that's going round the Twitterverse. Do you call it the Twitterverse? Or was it X? I don't know. But it's going around on social media at the moment is Dan Orlovsky from ESPN and famously a Lions quarterback that went 0-17. He's going against the grain and saying that Ty Simpson will be the best quarterback in this class when it very clearly is Mendoza. Now, a lot of people are reading into it and saying that it's because Orlovsky and Simpson are represented by the same agents and a lot of all that kind of stuff. But there will be horrible takes that will come out and you will go, oh, yeah, you just don't know ball or you just don't really understand what's going on. The other example is Emmanuel Acho from NFL Network. I think that's him. I don't know if anybody saw this one as well. He said that him and Leonard Fournette had a similar level of career.
Wow.
Emmanuel Acho, by the way, had 33 tackles in 20 career games. Leonard Fournette, 41 touchdowns, 6,737, averaged 95 yards and 1.1 touchdowns per game in 9 playoff games. He also is a Super Bowl champion and had 135 yards and a touchdown during that game. Leonard Fournette. So,
insert Spider-Man pointing at one and need another GIF. Like, is it you? You know, wow, yeah, yeah, that is pretty crazy. And I'm the kind of chump that would fall for the I can never pronounce it right. Dan Orlovsky.
Orlovsky.
Don't care. He can't pronounce my name either. Ask him. He's got no chance.
Joel.
Joel Hewitt.
He would definitely call you Jojo just for the sake of it.
Because Bobo, my mate Bobo and Jojo. Yeah, but being the person that doesn't know as much about like the college players and things like on this pod, I binge all of my college knowledge. Somebody write that down. That was good. For like I want to say 2 weeks before the draft. Let's be honest, it's the week of. I'm there on the Tuesday going, oh Christ, the draft's coming, and then put together a list. So yeah, I would fall for that kind of. I've heard some places that maybe Simpson is the QB to take here, and hot take and like point your glasses back on your nose and all that kind of stuff. Plus, again, like we were saying earlier, it's the absolute like dregs of news at the moment. It's all just opinions, and you've got to get clicks somehow. So somebody saying, "Well, I don't think Mendoza's," yeah, fair enough. There was a lot of people saying that we have to mention him every podcast that contracted to at this point. Shedeur Sanders was going to go in particular spots and everything, apart from CEO Merv, who had him going in the 4th, but even he was wrong. He went in the 5th. So yeah, you gotta be careful out there. Watch this space, but yeah, accept that people might be wrong.
I really want you to say that to him when he eventually comes on this podcast.
You were too high on Shedeur Sanders.
How dare you? Do you have the question could be, do you have a bigger cultural failing than you personally being too high on Shedeur Sanders?
How wrong were you? We made a list of all of the things that you've been wrong about. There we go. Fantastic.
Now it's time to answer for them. Please sit back and enjoy.
Just pulls the plug. Next week he's like hosting, and it's just him and you two, and you're not allowed to say anything about me. It's like I never existed. All of the files have been wiped. My Instagram's been like turned black.
We start with me and Pete start that episode with Men in Black, blacked out glasses. And it's just like it's just the dotted I thing that goes on, and everybody's like, right, yeah, carry on, let's go. Season started, boys.
Yeah, we're in. Let's do it. I'm going to have to accept the fact that we're not going to get such a season like the 25-26 that we got last year. Last year was good. There was a lot going on. There was. I've listed a few things here. Nobody expected Baker to be in the MVP race. Nobody saw the Colts looking like they were going to make the Super Bowl. Nobody really saw Kansas City like failing to make the playoffs. The Seahawks winning the whole thing. I've wrote here, go home 25-26 season. You are drunk. I'm going to have to accept that we might be going back to maybe a predictable year. They let us have a fun one every now and again. We got Bengals Rams a few years ago. That was pretty sweet. But as an aside to this as well, I think we're going to have to admit that Kansas City are going to go back to the Super Bowl this year. Just to keep, we can't have back-to-back fun times. Kansas City have to be back there. So I think I've made my peace with it. I don't particularly mind it. I like most of the players, but I don't want it. I like it when it's a bit more interesting, but yeah, no, you don't get back-to-back years like that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Bengals Rams that season, particularly from the Bengals, was just fun. It was a great Super Bowl as well. Really enjoyed the Super Bowl. They were a fantastic team through the playoffs, and it was. If your team's not there, you want an underdog to be there. Like, I'd love for the Browns to make the Super Bowl. I'd even love for the Lions to make the Super Bowl. like these teams that are historically not very good and their fans can't have nice things. It's great to see something like that.
Wow, Jets can't get a single shout out, can they? Oof.
I've got to be realistic. I mean, like even this year, where it was the year of the underdogs, we still got a replay of the 2013, 2014 Super Bowl with Seahawks.
2013, yeah. I think.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I think there's going to be a return to the norm. We're going to get the Ravens back. We might not get the Steelers. We might not get the Steelers. That'd be nice. Might get a team that's worthy of being in the playoffs, getting in the playoffs. In their
You
place.
put that voodoo on me, Ricky Bobby. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw McCarthy was saying, "Oh, I'd love it if Rodgers came back and then he and I can be on the zone." Don't care, mate. In fact, no, I do hope he comes back so that I could just ignore every single game from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Because
that Myles Garrett chop him in half.
Yeah, because I'd watch that one.
Yeah.
They will be insufferable, though. The Steelers will be fully insufferable. They'll be like, together forever, yeah, let's have fun. And it'll be like, just go away.
I can't prove that was a High School Musical reference, but
You definitely gave
that felt, yeah, that's at least a High School Musical 3 joint in it.
It was a Camp Rock reference, and I won't hear anything bad about it.
See, I was right there.
Close. That's close enough.
That is close enough. Oh, bless. Excuse me. Let's do it snake style. Alex, what you gonna have to accept, mate?
The Los Angeles is the best football city in the USA, and it's not even close.
Is it all sports?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So Dodgers,
Lakers, Kings.
Oh,
Galaxy,
we're going like
FC,
wider. Okay. Yeah.
Chargers, Rams. It's not even close.
Not even close. Is this you have just said US, haven't you? Like
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
otherwise I'd be
massive.
back looking at London.
Yeah. It is absolutely enormous.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there, to be fair.
Even if you wanted to make it just NFL, like, I'd still be right.
Would you?
Yeah, no, you might. I don't know about best.
Who else is better? You've got the Rams and the Chargers. Both teams made the playoffs. Both teams have consistently got above 10 wins.
Yeah, but there's not very many two-team states.
Giants, Jets.
Exactly.
New York, Buffalo.
Yeah, you've got New York there and
soon to be Indiana.
No.
Gary.
I would say for consistency. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's fair. And you say, "Oh, I have to accept that my team comes from the best state of football."
It's just one of them things. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, Pete. I think you'll.
We also have Texas as well, so let's not forget Texas.
Yeah, but they've only got
Kings were all right, weren't they? The ice hockey, I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
a couple of seasons ago they did. Yeah.
But who've Texas got? They've got the Rockets. They've got
no, they're gone, aren't they? Houston Rockets.
No,
they still think. Oh no, I'm thinking of Seattle SuperSonics.
Yeah.
Texas have got loads, haven't they?
Yeah, and like college as well. Like you think college level, Texas is classed as where good footballers come from. Like a load of people still think that, but like if you're going pro level, it's LA. I'm sorry, I've got to accept that as somebody that.
I'm going to put a pin in that. I'm going to return to this at some point many times throughout the season.
Yeah.
Pete, what do you have to accept as part of the end of the grieving process?
Yeah, this is quite a an in-depth thing, and I owe a lot of this. This came from a really interesting article by somebody called Sad Bear Noises on Reddit. And we talked earlier on about all the hot takes that come in the off-season. And there's one analyst who's known for hot takes, particularly on QBs, and that's Chris Sims. But I think I've come to accept that he's just right more often than not. And he will say things that go completely, and you don't realize it in the moment. He will say things that go completely against the grain of kind of consensus thinking and even what the teams do in the draft. And he will, and you just think, oh, it's just clickbait. He's trying to be contrarian. And then you look a few years down the line and go, actually, he's really, really not.
He was on to something.
Yeah, he's on something. So the ranks, if you look at what he did versus what the teams did for drafting the players, and the Sad Bear Noises looked at this and he said he wasn't going to look at the 2025 because it's too early to tell, which is what I said earlier on, which gives him a lot of credibility. But he looked back to 2017, and if you look at 2017 and 2018, have you got could you pop up that QB performance table?
Is this the bar chart that you would like?
No, this is the table.
This is the list of names.
Yeah.
Okay. That I've got ready.
So look at 2017. So if we looked at how they were drafted, Trubisky went first. It was Trubisky, Mahomes, Watson. He had it as Mahomes, Watson, Trubisky, which is perfect. 2018 is the fascinating one because it was Mayfield, Darnold, Allen, Josh Rosen, and then Lamar Jackson. But look at how he's put that. Is that not perfect? You could argue Josh Allen over Lamar Jackson, but I can see arguing it either way. And Lamar has 2 MVPs to Josh Allen's one, and the one that Josh Allen won, Lamar Jackson probably should have won as well. So with him going Lamar, Josh, Baker, Darnold, Rosen, to me, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's pretty bang on.
There are notable misses that he gets a kicking for. The most obvious being that he had Dwayne Haskins and Ryan Finley with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones hasn't been great, but he's certainly better than both of them. And the one that he gets the most grief for is what's his face? Wilson.
Zach Wilson. Yeah.
Zach Wilson being better than I cut this down so it's visible on screen, but I think it was the following year. But Zach Wilson being the number one over Trevor Lawrence, and obviously that's not panned out. But he's consistently delivered. And if you look at the bar chart, he consistently looks at what consensus is. Oh, he takes his own views, but you compare him to consensus and to what the league does. So on here, all of these greens is what the consensus board says. Blue is what he said. Orange is what the draft did. And he's right in every single metric, apart from AV, which is quite a nebulous stat, I always think, and completion percentage. And that's pretty much it. But yards per attempt, completion percentage over expected, which I think is probably more important than completion percentage. EPA per play, total passing EPA by a mile. He knows what he's looking at, and it's been proven out. This is a 7-8 year sample, or 7-8 year drafts that he's compared, and he constantly overdoes it. So if you look at that, in particular, look at what he's doing this year, because he's just released his rankings and he's actually zigging in a couple of places where others are zagging. He's still got Mendoza number 1. He's got Ty Simpson number 2, but he's got Baron Morton from Texas Tech at number 3 and Joey Aguilar at Tennessee at number 4. And Aguilar was a player that tried actually to go back to college, and they wouldn't let him. So he was kind of forced. But them 3 and 4, they're not on quite a few others boards at all.
Right.
So
somebody might end up getting a steal in like a 3rd round, 4th round, because arguably Morton and Aguilar, they're not going to be like 1st round picks just because this dude sees it. It's going to be that. I hate to keep bringing him up. I like him, but Russell Wilson was a late round pick. That was a good shout for the Seahawks to do, and something like that could happen again for somebody.
Yeah.
Can I just
Uh,
raise a
yes,
question?
you in the back.
Sorry to interrupt. And like, excuse my French. Who the bloody hell is Ryan Finley?
Exactly. Exactly.
I just had to Google Ryan Finley. I'm like, who the bloody hell is this kid?
He
Who even drafted him?
The Texans.
Bengals. He was a fourth rounder by the Bengals.
Right.
Yeah. So he
Yeah.
was.
They had Dalton though at that point. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah, they definitely had
Yeah,
Dalton.
7
Was
months
he the-
ago. Dalton's.
He's had 119 career passing attempts.
Wow. Not in
Yeah.
a row.
He only stayed with the Bengals for 2 seasons, then went on the practice squad for the Texans, and then was disappeared forever.
Was
So hence
disappointed.
why he didn't really kind of hit the radar. Yeah, but he had him above Daniel Jones. He really did not rate Daniel Jones at all. And a couple of us, like in the 2024 class, yeah, he had Drake May as 6th, behind JJ McCarthy, behind Michael Penix, behind Nix and Daniels and Caleb. So he's not infallible, but he's a more reliable barometer of future success than people would probably like to think.
But the question about it that no one can really rate, and we've already discussed this with JSN, is personal development while in the league.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can look at them and go, right, yeah, out of college, Michael Penix probably was a better prospect than Drake May, because Michael Penix had a great season and obviously had to sit out and still got drafted highly because everybody thought his physicality was amazing. And then no one really predicted he'd be made out of glass. Whereas Drake May, like, he had that time to mature and basically become that. And then the coaching changes really benefited him. And there's loads of outstanding outlying factors that obviously this gentleman cannot just see in Chris Sims. He just can't see it. But yeah, when he gets it right, he gets it right.
Yeah. And JJ McCarthy as well. Those two guys that you think are the really... There's no part of me that thinks it's impossible that at the end of this year you'd rate Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, Caleb all above Drake. But the two that you might not, he could still be the best, and he's trending that way, but it's not out of the realms of possibility. JJ and Penix would be a surprise, but they're the two players that missed a season to injury. So who knows what that's done for their development.
Also, half the time JJ isn't JJ, he's 9. So how much personal development does he get? Like,
9 wasn't on the rankings.
This is it.
Like, he's really low down.
Off the charts.
Exactly. He's a completely undrafted player, is 9, because he's that unhinged. Whereas JJ McCarthy, he's like a scholar. Everyone knows who JJ McCarthy is. 9, complete beast. Absolute no idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, he's the spinning face policeman from a Lego movie. And you just don't know which one you're going to get on game day.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That was a really deep cut. I was going to join you with a Doctor Who cut, but I don't know your Doctor Who references there from everybody. So we'll move on.
Nah, nerd. I was thinking when you said like spinning, I was going like Manny Faces from He-Man. That's where I'm at. He-Man was a cartoon in the 80s, Alex.
I know what He-Man is. They're making a
Prince
remake
Adam,
of it.
pink shirt, Bob.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Completely know who He-Man is. They're making a remake of the movie.
They are
It looks
making
cool
a
as well.
Guardians of the Galaxy out of it.
Every trailer can look good. Does it suck? We don't know. We thought that about Aquaman, man. Like, that thing is awful.
Yeah, but we know Moana's going to suck.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. We can all agree on that.
But
Scientific
I'm
fact.
not one of the people that has to sit through that live action Moana. You two are.
Yeah, I am. I definitely am. Yeah.
No, my children have a mother.
That's not to say mine don't, by the way.
Oh yeah, I realise how that came across. Yes, what I mean is that can be her. I will take them to Super Mario Galaxy instead.
Yeah, actually, I'm on the Mario Galaxy on the weekend that one comes out. I've managed to convince Penny that she wants to go see it. She's like, "Yeah, I can't wait." I'm like, "Yeah, damn right, you can't wait."
It is very good.
She's taking her dad to the cinema.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, we did. She was too young to go see the first one, but like the second that she was like kind of able to watch a TV, I was like, maybe we'll just put this on. Oh, look, a princess.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was enjoying Ocarina of Time as well because we were trying to like go out and save a princess too. So I've got her. It's too late now, Penny.
Beautiful stuff.
It's payback because she likes horses, and that's going to be an expensive hobby. So, like, at least get me on something that I would like to spend money on.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of acceptance, we're going to stick with Snake Style. Alex, what do you have to accept? Is there anything left?
Yeah, I don't. I hate to do this, but I was fully feeling myself being a Chargers fan today, and I don't really know why. It's very rare that on this podcast
Let me dust this off.
I feel myself
there we go.
as a Chargers fan. The AFC West might be the best division in football next year.
It might.
It fully might be the best division in football. No, there's no might not. It fully probably will be. Like,
I think we might have to accept that Alex is right.
The only other division that could give it
NFC West
is the NFC West.
Yeah, we had a whole West is best podcast.
is the NFC West.
I'm absolutely going to argue for the NFC North over the AFC West as well, because every team is better than the Raiders. You've still got the Raiders.
Didn't we say that a couple of weeks ago the Raiders could be a playoff team with their off-season additions they made?
Number one pick, Mendoza. I hear they've got that Max Crosby fella playing for him. He seems all right.
They could be, but I could also buy a winning lottery ticket. Doesn't mean it's likely.
Who's the worst then? Is it the Lions or is it the Vikings?
Off last year, it was the Lions.
Okay, so do we think that the Raiders, with Mendoza and all the moves that have been made, would be better in head-to-head against the Lions this year?
No.
No.
It's close, isn't it?
Because of Jared, because of coaching and Jared Goff and their wide receiver, whose name I've forgotten.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That's him, St. Brown.
Better players and better coaching, That's the big advantage.
Hear me out though, Pete. Green Bay fell off a cliff. The Vikings fell off they weren't really on a cliff. They were watching from a cliff. The Bears played out of pocket. The Lions fell off a cliff. I would argue that the Kansas City Chiefs, the Broncos, the Chargers,
and the Raiders.
I think
last
Alex
season,
got it.
I would have had the Bears beating every team with the exception of the Broncos in that division. Now, they are due to come back down a little bit. The Packers were a dropped pass, really, away from the divisional game, from the divisional round. They weren't a bad team. They just had moments, and that was without their best defensive player. And the Vikings somehow got 9 wins without a quarterback. Now they've got Kyler Murray. They're good. This is a fairly minor point because the bigger point is the NFC West. Because
the NFC West is...
The 49ers are going to have at least 2 weeks without everybody injured.
Yeah.
And they were the third best team in that division.
The only thing that I thought would bring it up would be I think the Cardinals are going to suck hard this year, whereas the Raiders I think will probably go 8-8.
Yeah,
and just skip 1 week.
Yeah.
No, go play that. 8-1.
Let's go 8-8. No, because they've got to have that weird thing. So let's go 8-1 because they've got to have one weird week where it's the Raiders, and they'll probably draw their first game of the season, and everyone will be like, "Oh, the Raiders are back!" Oh gosh.
Speaking of draws, it was my favorite fact of last week. I texted to you both. The Jacksonville Jaguars never drawn.
Yeah,
it's all about. I know they don't like draws over there and stuff. It just seems like to have gone a long time without a draw.
Never tied.
Yeah, it is very, very difficult to tie in the NFL. It's not like they played out on 0-0 on a Tuesday night in Stoke.
Okay, you're in a rainy day in Stoke. I guess to wrap things up then would be my final bit of acceptance. I think that there's a lot of acceptance that has to go on here. I'm just going to say that many, I'll put this in capitals, teams may never have a shot at a Lombardi. And I mean, like, from now onwards. I think we have to admit that in our lifetime, we are never going to see the likes of Arizona, probably the Raiders. I don't think the Saints are getting back there. Vikings, the Dolphins, the Lions. I don't think any of these teams. I think we have to accept that none of them are going to win a Super Bowl.
Wow. Vikings.
The
is
list
is
goes
shock
on.
Conclusion in there because they're normally quite good.
Yeah.
How many
Wow.
Super Bowls have they been in?
If you tweeted Justin Jefferson now and said, "Hey pal, in your lifetime, I don't think the Vikings will ever go to the Super Bowl," I think he
knows.
sits in his shower, like curled up in a ball with the rain feature on, going, "My God, that hit deep," and then requests a trade the next morning because he knows.
I'm expecting 9 to Kool-Aid his way through my wall any second. What did you say? Yeah, look, I think there's a lot of teams that, at least, I think I've still got a good 50 odd years in me. I don't think I'm ever going to see Arizona lift the Lombardi Trophy.
No, they've got poor ownership throughout. They're a poorly run team. And even the fact that they're not even tanking properly, because I think Brissett is going to be too good to get them the first overall this year.
Yeah.
He'll do just enough to finish like third overall pick.
Yeah, because the Jets are still a thing.
Yeah.
And the Browns.
And
Thanks.
the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Dolphins have done all their tanking. They can't tank again. They've
Yeah,
got
no, but I
all
mean,
of their draft picks.
Yeah, but that's what I
They
mean.
have-
But they won't have any players, so they'll be getting the first overall
So-
pick. That's what I'm thinking.
Fair play. Yeah.
Yeah. They're also like hamstrung financially, so they can't get any more.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be like a lockout team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They suck, so it's fine.
That's-
It's
But that's
just okay.
that's really sad, isn't it? I mean, that some teams, and I like that on that list, you put the Cardinals, the Raiders, NOLA, Miami, Vikings, Lions. Are you just saying teams that have never won one, or are you
Nope.
just saying that will win one in future? Because Jets should be top of that list.
To be fair, like there are, I put and many more. These were just I
Yeah.
wanted to throw a bunch out there, and the Jets are a bit obvious.
You see, I think if those guys sell up, which could happen because you never know. Like the Giants might be pressured into it this year because somebody was on a list. Like it was checked twice. He was naughty, not nice. Like it were. So like the Jets might end up with one, like that as well, because I refuse to believe that guy's actually squeaky clean and a nice guy. So the Jets might have to sell to somebody that like has a Wrexham style story. Like why not? I fully believe that.
Move them to New Jersey, start again.
Yeah. The market is big enough in that area that they can, if they wanted to, fully capitalize on that. It is just this current ownership is absolutely garbage.
And look, the likes of the Jets have been a big team in the past. Whereas,
They still are.
Yeah, they are.
Not
They're
been a good
popular.
team.
But
Yeah.
like the Joe Montana era and stuff, I'm thinking
Yeah.
like people were excited to actually like watch them. I could see that maybe coming back. I can't see anyone like going, "Oh, hey, the Tennessee Titans, yay!" I think they had actually, to be fair, that I could maybe see something from them, but like
Yeah.
a lot of them in that list. Yeah, look, I cannot see the Raiders lifting a trophy. I don't know about the Commanders. Definitely not the Vikings and the Lions. I just don't think that their franchises are just ever going to do enough to get any further. At least the Falcons have been in the Super Bowl, like there's some teams in there that in recent history, even the Panthers have been in the Super Bowl in, our lifetime. And we've not seen the Vikings or the Lions.
Yeah.
It seems a bit like we just have to admit that some teams are just there to like fill seats. And I'm sticking the Saints in there because I think that we got that one. Be happy that we're not on the list of teams that have never won one. Now let's just be a playoff team, and that's fine.
Yeah, I don't want to make a snap decision, but Shuck feels good enough to keep the job.
Yeah.
But he to be the Dalton line. He doesn't
It was a
feel
bit of a
enough.
roller coaster for me last year. I was
100%,
like
yeah.
excited, and then not, and then I was, and I was kind of all over the place. I bought into the guy. I'm there for it, and they're going to win that division. I think that was in like one of the previous things where we just have to, while we're admitting things, we have to admit the Saints are going to win that.
Yeah.
I was worried. The only team that I was actually kind of worried about were the Buccaneers because they quietly seemed like they were actually going to do something. Hold the wait.
Oh, has he got breaking news?
Oh, yeah.
I love that you're like, oh no, is he got breaking news? Joe Flacco has agreed to sign a 1-year deal to return to the Bengals.
Oh, wow.
Do you know what? I love that because
Pro Bowl QB,
Yeah.
Joe Flacco.
And he was so much fun when Burrow went out. And Burrow will get injured again because the Bengals are rubbish at protecting him and they've got loads of weapons. So Flacco is good for football. I like that a lot. I know he's been keen to go back. Good on him.
Good on him.
Yeah, big fan of it. Go, Joe.
Jojo.
Jojo.
We've got a Jojo in the Bengals. We've got a Bobo potentially at the Jacksonville Jaguars. All is coming up Millhouse. And God knows what we're going to talk about for the next at least 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to Alex's big board. And maybe we just do the one prediction from one of us. We'll be like, well, he only does one a year. But just have it like a blanket over it for 3 weeks and be like, behind this board, let me tell you, I know exactly where Mendoza's going. Tune in to find out.
I actually did because I took this seriously and I thought that you guys were going to hold me to it. So I actually did
I took this seriously.
I actually did one draft one. And then thought about it and now need to considerably change a lot of things because I did a lot more research. I did the one where you're like, right, yeah, let's write it down. These guys need all these guys, and then I looked at it and was like, this is garbage. Let's do it again.
I think I would quite like to do a couple of things. One will be where out maybe the top 10 or what our teams are going to pick, or we talk through the first round or something like that. Also, I think to actually just do a draft as the teams and just see how terrible we can do it. So it's spin the wheel. Somebody's 1, someone's 2, someone's 3. And then we go right, well, 1's taking Mendoza, 2's doing this. Means I'm going to have to pull my finger out. I'm going to tank some franchises here. I'm going all offense. That's it. Maybe the occasional edge rusher. That's it. That's as good as you can.
The occasional edge rusher.
Just sprinkle one in here and there. I'm not going to get cute either. If I get number 1, Mendoza's going to the Raiders. We can skip that one. I'm not going to be let's try. No. We're not trying to fill out 24/7 content for the next 5 weeks.
See, the complete flip side is I think Pete's picking all cornerbacks.
All corners, all the time.
The value will be there because you're taking wide receiver 27 on the 16th pick.
He's purposefully making sure the Bears have a good draft, even though it's his own. Well, to be fair, I'm not going to take such and such here because I have a funny feeling that I would rather that in 4 picks' time.
I love it.
But yeah, we'll have some draft spectacular at some point, and I cannot wait. Any closing remarks, fellas?
No, just a great time as always.
Yeah. Who knew we could still knock out an hour and a half on absolutely nothing happening? Yeah. God, highbrow. Oh, return to the burrito. Now we're talking.